of Saudi crown prince and prime minister to the White House in quite some time. Uh,
And see some of the system and technology that goes into the F-35. And that is something that actually is a threat to our national security. It's something that we don't want to have happen. So that's why there's concerns and issues raised. And ultimately, I think Congress should have a say in this when it comes to this sale.
Aaron, as this formal arrival ceremony continues, and we'll watch it, we'll pay attention to it. It's a very significant moment in U.S.-Saudi relations right now.
Folks, Zenny 62 Media is on the White House press list, and we're getting updates from the pool reporters that are in, which will be published along with this video once it's completed.
This visit certainly underscores the Trump family's very close.
And that published version will be at zenireport.com.
Business ties to Saudi Arabia. The country has invested about $2 billion in a private equity firm launched by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. A Trump Tower is in the works, and 2 other real estate projects have already been announced as well. How much are you reading into these business dealings between the 2 countries and how they'll play into the visit today?
You know, Wolf, I worked in every administration from Jimmy Carter to Bush 43. No American president would ever have erased the line between the national interest on one hand and his, and one day hers, business interests on the other. It's extraordinary to me. The New York Times runs a front page story yesterday about Dow Global, contracts to build towers in Riyadh and Jeddah. They're in the Kushner Investment Fund, Affinity, $2 billion. It's extraordinary the amount of self-dealing here, and it raises real questions as to how the Trump family's business interests impact, skew the national interest in U.S. And U.S.-Saudi relations. Saudi Arabia is an important partner. I'd argue it's more a strategic partner than an ally. There's no value affinity between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, and I think it's worrisome. Very worrisome.
Sabrina, part of the conversation today is expected to center on this $600 billion Saudi investment pledge in the U.S. Let's just listen in actually and watch as President Trump is about to walk out.
Yeah, thank you.
arrival ceremony for the visiting Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Dramatic developments indeed. Aaron, let me get your thoughts on this, and Sabrina, I want to get your thoughts as well. I always assumed this kind of arrival ceremony, the sale of F-35 fighter jets.
I'm going to freeze this right here because, folks, I have my own coverage, and I'm going to direct your attention to this email that I received from one of the White House pool reporters sent it earlier this morning, and this is the foreign pool number one background of the visit, the schedule, and it reads as follows. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is expected to arrive at the White House at 11 o'clock a.m., where President Trump participates in the official arrival ceremony, which you just saw. At 11:15, President Trump greets the Crown Prince, followed by a bilateral meeting at 11:45, which hasn't happened yet. The two leaders then hold a bilateral lunch at 12:15 p.m. In the afternoon, President Trump joins the Crown Prince for a farewell at 2 o'clock. After that, the Crown Prince is expected to meet with lawmakers in both House and Senate. Later in the evening, President Trump and the First Lady participate in a greeting at 6:40 p.m., followed by a receiving line at 6:45 p.m. At 7:15 p.m., President Trump and the First Lady attend a black-tie dinner with the Crown Prince and the Saudi delegation, a business community, and the head of both Saudi and United States CEOs. The day concludes with a final farewell at 9:10 p.m. The purpose of the visit, as it's written here, is that this is Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's first visit to Washington, D.C. since 2018, and his first White House visit of President Trump's second term. U.S. and Saudi officials describe the trip as focused on looking at a new strategic framework for the relationship. There are other matters regarding economic and investment agendas, defense and security, civilian nuclear cooperation, and regional issues that will all be printed at zenireport.com. All right, so there it is, and that's the visit. So thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark zenireport.com. Zenny62 Media is and has been on the White House press list since 2000.